I'd just like to extend a welcome to all of Bill and Aileen's family and friends for this special occasion. If I could just start off, there's a few apologies. Father Clune, Ben and Kim Thorpe, Joyce Kerfoot, Gerald and Peter Thorpe, Harold and Fairy Bartell, Madeline Waugh. And I'm also was going to ask Father Fulton to say grace, but he didn't turn up, so I'll put an apology in for him. I'd now like to ask a couple of people to come up here and make a few speeches. First off, if I could ask Reg Piltz to come up and make a speech on behalf of the Piltz family. I'm not sure whether Reg actually knows that he's going to do this. Hey? Well, you're likely to be the youngest out of the list, so...
Bill and Aileen, honoured guests, their two bridesmaids, and all their very good friends sitting around the tables, enjoying themselves. It gives me pleasure to be able to stand up here and say a few words on behalf of them. Only Bill, who I'm going to have a bit of a ditto about him, present stage. When he first took on work away from milking cows at our place, I think he bought a truck. I think it was a Fargo, and decided he'd start making a living himself. So he put a bit of a crate around and started to cut pigs around. Unfortunately, he went to a fellow's place and had to take a load of pigs to town, which he couldn't sell a lot, so he brought one home and he wouldn't know what to do with it. So he said, shoot the damn thing. Having a brother that knew all about how he could shoot things, Ken decided, no worries, we can shoot this thing. I got a Winchester long rifle bullets and we go down and shoot it. So Bill takes it down and drops it in one tree paddock, puts it out, and we just, Ken and him, probably Ray and I think Bill decided we could get rid of this thing. After about 3 or 4 shots, the old pig said, well, this is a bit of a bore of an act, this is. Decided to run away. So after chasing around the place, it finished up chasing into the creek. And I think Bill was the fellow that turned around and shot it with a shotgun. And as Ken would say, it had to take a Super X bullet to a cartridge to kill it too. And you remember it, Bill? Yeah, well, pretty well. I can remember it at any rate. Yeah, it was a bit of a bore of a yarn, but it did true. And later on, after he came back from the Air Force, he's still playing sport. He kept going for years and years, and we all reckoned he was too old, but he said, no worries, he could still play good tennis. He still see it at night. And after playing one night, specifically, someone said, you missed this, and he hit a ball at him, he didn't duck his head quick enough to the net and hit him in the eye. You remember this one, Bill? Yeah, knocked the water off his eye. So I think he decided to give it away after that. Anyway, just amongst the friends, the youngest to the oldest and the Piltzes, I'm glad to be able to hear to say a few words on behalf of Bill and our my first sister-in-law, Aileen. We loved you then, Aileen, and we still love you now. And to both of you, all the best and enjoy your day. Thank you.
I'd now like to call from the spring chicken from the mountains, Meg Cullen from Cooma, to come up and say a few words on behalf of the Gray family.
Well, there you go. You learn something every day, don't you? Well, Aileen, Bill, friends all round, the ones I know, the ones I can't remember who you are anyway. It's a great day. 60 years is a heck of a long time. And they're doing pretty well. They're keeping up a tradition. There's been two and a couple of generations back celebrated their 60th anniversary on the Peacock side. Uncle Johnny and Uncle George. But as Peter said, I was too young to remember anything that they did when they were first married or before or whatever. So, you didn't do? Oh, what a boring life. Anyway, congratulations on your day, and we love you.
Thank you, Meg. I'd now like to call on Nell Brennan to come up and say a few words on behalf of Bill and Aile's friends.
Peter, ladies and gentlemen, Aileen, Bill and the bridesmaids. Peter, thank you for asking me to do this little job. You know that I respond to a compliment, and I thank you for the compliment. Because nothing pleases me better than to stand here and to congratulate Aileen and Bill on their diamond 61st wedding anniversary. It is a very unique occasion for obvious reasons. And how many diamond anniversaries do we see? Not very many. Aileen and Bill have done very well, and they look very well tonight. It's 60 years ago today that Aileen and Bill stood up to say, I do, I will, of course we will. And they were married in the cathedral. It's a long time since I've had an association with Aileen, about 67 years. We sat in school together, in primary school, in high school. We played sport together, but she was better at it than I. We were in Cecil Atkinson's choir together. I don't know whether she remembers that. We went into the Eisteddfod. I don't know whether we won or not. And she caught a man before I did. And so she had babies before I did. But I gradually caught up in school auxiliaries and whatnot and so forth. We were involved in the making of the South Bogger Parish. And whatever was on, Aileen and I were together. And I have appreciated her friendship. And hopefully in a couple of years she'll be attending my 60th anniversary, if I can keep my memory going long enough. Aileen, this is a little token of our respect for the long life that you and Bill have lived and the good life that you have lived. And that's from your mates.
Thank you, Nell. David wants to know whether bingo's starting soon. I didn't think he'd be old enough to know what bingo was. But tomorrow at Our Lady of Fatima Church, the 10:30 Mass will be offered as a celebration of Aileen and Bill's anniversary. Once again, you are invited to attend if you so wish. Afterwards we will have a barbecue at Lincoln Avenue for lunch. That's Mum and Dad's. And he'll burn the barbecue because he always bloody does. Second, after we leave here today, all are welcome at 9 Lincoln Avenue for afternoon tea and later some tea if you like. I believe that's probably a cold tea, so you're safe. And the third announcement is that it is now time for sweets. So if anybody would like to move forward and grab some sweets, we could probably still follow much the same order that we did before. Thank you. Sweets for the bridal table. In fact, for those people who don't realise it, Kath and Chubb were actually original members of the bridal party on 60 years ago. They were the bridesmaids. For those people who ever watched Ripley's Believe It or Not, I've actually got a list here of other special anniversaries that also occur about this time, which is pretty exciting. It says here, number 1, granddaughter Jenny and her husband also celebrated their wedding anniversary on the 31st of March. It was their 7th. The husband doesn't get mentioned, so we can all take a guess. I think it's Brendan. For those of you who don't know Brendan, that's him standing up there with the moustache. Brendan's Tasmanian. Joyce Piltz was 70 on the 26th of March. Jenny Veach will be 30 on the 7th of April. And Dot Piltz will be 70 on the 22nd of April. So there you go, Jenny and Dot. What's that, about 40 years and however many days, 15 days. I'd like now to call on a few more people to make speeches. From the extended family, I'd like to call on Bev Purcell. Some people may know of Bev before as Bevy Edge. So if Bev could please come forward and say a few words.
My daughter said I wouldn't reach the mic. Just. Well, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you for inviting me here today. I spoke to Mum and Dad Piltz, as I refer to them, on their 50th wedding anniversary on the phone, and a few telephone calls. One Christmas phone call a couple of years ago, it was mentioned about the 60th, and I said I will be there. So we've come across the Tasman to be here today. And I'd just like to thank you for taking me into your home when I was a teenager, and Noel and I worked in the bank together, and all our happy days at 90 Urbana Street. And as we were reminiscing the other night, there's a couple of recipes that I've got to share with my family now that Mum Piltz used to do, 30 years ago. Thank you for inviting me, and I wish you happiness for the next future years.
Thank you, Bev.
I'd like to call on John Cow, who had his 60th birthday on the 23rd of January this year, to come up and say a few words.
Yes, I now need a few notes. It's the age catching up with me, you see. What do they call it? Alzheimer's or something, isn't it? That's what I'm having. But yes, it does give me a great deal of pleasure to be standing up here today, and also an honour to be able to speak at Bill and Aileen's Mum and Dad Piltz, as we used to, not reverently but affectionately refer to them, on this very wonderful day of theirs. And firstly, I would like to congratulate them on their 60th, their diamond wedding anniversary. There are only a select few who tend to make 60 years, and Bill and Aileen, you have achieved that, and congratulations to you. When you ponder upon the reason why do some people make 60 years and others don't make the 60 years, you probably think, well, you need a few years on you to achieve that, of course. Not saying that you're old or anything like that, but you do need a few years. And maybe it has something to do with the fact that in their day and age, they were more concerned with their responsibilities rather than their rights. We become very amused with our rights these days, but they've shown that the responsibility that they have had towards each other and the responsibility that they have had towards their family, that it really does make a difference. Now, I know that Noreen and I are only halfway, a little bit over halfway towards our diamond, but I'm still learning how to actually get to that diamond situation. I must have known that I was going to be asked to make a speech here, because the other day I was reading a little verse and it went something like this. The greatest gift, or one of the greatest gifts, is a family's love. And if you sit down and think about it, when you think about Bill and Aileen and their family, that this certainly played a big part in their lives. And they've shown that the elements of that statement are certainly true, and that they're a solid foundation on which to work. And you might say that their care, their love, their trust and their support to their family and their grandchildren, and to their adopted family and their extended family. Now, I believe that I have a privileged place in the adopted family. Mrs. Piltz, as I called her in those, and we go back a long way, you know, right back into the 40s, when she actually taught me religious instruction at little old school at Lake Albert. And I've been associated with the family ever since. And that care and trust and support has been extended to a great number of people. The adopted family, the extended family, their friends and their community. And it's very evident that that recipe is a wonderful way to move towards your diamond anniversary. You both justly deserve the congratulations and the honour associated with reaching this milestone. And I wish you, and Noreen wish you both, many more years of happiness, good health and fellowship. And I might add that I thank you personally for the privilege to have been associated with you both.
Thank you, John. My wife is a lot more clever than I am as a school teacher. Worked out that your 60th birthday had some sort of symbolism there, both being 60 years of age or 60 years of anniversary. I'd now like to call on Peter or Nolene. I say Peter or Nolene because it's in the notes that I've been given by my father, and I always do what he says, to come forward and propose a toast. Now, unfortunately, it's impossible to work a video camera and propose a toast. Here we go, a little lovely family spat right on the middle of the floor. I think it'd be really good if you both came up and nobody worked the damn video camera. So would one other or both of you please come up and propose a toast?
Isn't it good to have a son who's so obedient that he always does what his father tells him?
Only on rare occasions.
Especially when it suits him.
When it suits him.
Really thinking that Nolene was going to make this speech, and I thought that was a lay-down misere. I didn't worry about preparing a speech. I think testimony to the affection of Bill and Aileen and the regard in which they're held can be judged by the number of people who've made so much of an effort to get here today. We've not only got people that have come a long way from within Australia, we've even got people that have come from overseas. And that doesn't include Tasmania, because he's already been reassigned to this part of Australia. You've heard a lot of stories, or heard a few stories about some of the funny things that Bill got up to, and I don't think it's up to us to enlarge too much on what we know of their past life, because Bill will have the last say, and as you all know, Bill will make the most of that. Just joking, Bill. I don't know how we can encapsulate all the good things in life that they've meant to us, but at the time of the 50th, we put together a bit of a video which we haven't tried to redo. We've actually re-recorded the same video, but included the fun and games from the 50th anniversary, and I'd like to present that to them in the meantime, so that they've got some sort of a memory of that occasion. So, Bill and Aileen, it's not This Is Your Life, but please enjoy it.
Well, we're supposed to propose a toast.
Yeah.
I'll have another. You for this? I will. Well, what can I say? Everybody be upstanding. We'll propose a toast to Mum and Dad. What else? Everybody up? Everybody got a glass? I haven't. For they are jolly good.
Now I'd like to call upon Bill to respond to the toast. You can stay seated if you want, but...
Thank you, John. There's just a bit of a speech I'm going to make, but I'm no political speaker. I get all flustered. I thought a lot of things I could say, I was going to say, but now I've forgotten them in the excitement of the moment. But first of all, I want to thank the good Lord for letting us live long enough to enjoy this 60 years of married life and this turnout today. Secondly, I want to thank Al for looking after me for 60 years. And being such a good carer. She looked after me pretty jolly well, as you can see. And then, on top of that, I want to thank all the people with their flattering remarks. And between us, we want to thank the family for all the help they've been to us, particularly Faye and Peter for organising this turnout today, and all your presence, all our friends and relations who are here with us today. And we only had a family of 2, as you know, but it grew as time went past. We now have 7 grandchildren and 14 great-grandchildren, and 2, as Bev and John pointed out, sort of foster family. Bev comes all the way from New Zealand to be here with us today, and John from the deep south in Victoria. Outside of that, I'd like to say a lot more, but if you'd been in my boots here now, you'd understand how I feel. I just want to repeat, I thank you all very, very much for being with us today. And hope you enjoy it. Hope you continue to enjoy it.
Did you want to say something, Nella?
No, I've said enough. No, just thank you all for coming. It's wonderful to see you all here. So many friends and family. You all look happy, so I hope you are enjoying it. And I don't think we'll be here in another 60 years. It's too much.